Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode. Welcome back to the constrictor chamber. So I do apologize for the lack of the videos. I hope everybody had an awesome 4th of July weekend. I did go out of town for about 3.5 days. I went up to Michigan, so my parents would highly recommend if anybody is in that area or a good place to go on vacation. Michigan, around the Lake Michigan and or Traverse City and Torch Lake is an awesome place to go. So I was up there for a couple of days. I really hate leaving the snakes for that long, especially in the heat, because I really don't have that much or that great of a way to regulate the room if it gets too hot, other than adjusting that. So it's like 100 degrees outside with this in the room with barely any airflow unless I have a fan. It can get pretty hot in here, but I came back pretty late last night and everybody is doing just fine. So I know you guys love to see the ghost boa, so I'll show her. And I've just been going around today cleaning cages, filling up water dishes, and just kind of letting them know that we are back in the swing of things. And since I haven't had any interaction with them in the last couple days, it's always nice to hold them and let them know that I am here and I do care about them. And so she's doing really well. I have Pop-Tart out since we haven't seen her on the channel in a while. Make sure her tail is not caught. But Pop-Tart is doing awesome, and she is growing very, very well. She took down 2 smalls, and I think I'm going to feed her on the next one just 1 medium rat and see how she does, even though I think a medium would be very, very, very large for her. But we'll just have to see what happens. So she is, and I don't want to jinx myself, super nice, super tame. Does not get bothered at all by being touched on the head. So she is perfect. I always recommend anacondas for people if they want to get big snakes. Retics are just fine. Burms are another great option, but a lot of people do overlook the anacondas, and for the price, I do think they are cheaper than the retics or the specialty morph retics. So I will be feeding 2 snakes, and I will show you the Burmese after she gets done. And I just unplugged the lights. So we'll put her back, put her in the water, hopefully, and do this with one hand. Well, we'll set this down because I got to open the other side. And I really need to get rubber for these. I'm not really liking the metal. I mean, it works pretty well, but it's just loud and annoying, and it sometimes can stick while it's sliding back and forth. But since the pandemic and the virus, a lot of this stuff is really hard to find. So there you go, fresh warm water. Of course I came back and there was a ton of poop in there, which was another concern about leaving for a couple days of her swimming around in her own filth. Well, she's pretty active, so sorry guys, I know it's loud and annoying, which is why I left this one open. So the burm, she shed perfectly while I was gone, and she's actually getting pretty big. So I really think the bump up on the rats was a good idea. She's a little agitated, but I had her out earlier and she was doing a lot better. So her colors are very, very nice. So you can probably hear her blowing out some hot air, letting me know she didn't want to be touched. But her colors still look awesome, nice and bright. I do expect her to fade out a little bit as she gets older. I've seen a couple adults, a couple pearls as not full adults, but I guess semi getting into the adult stages. And I mean, they're still bright, awesome patterns, but I don't think she will stay this bright always, which is kind of a bummer, but I guess it's just something to be expected. So she's doing very well. I know she's hissing and stuff right now, but I had her out for about 20 minutes earlier today and she was doing really, really well. So I'm not sure if she just wanted to hang out for a little bit, but I'm gonna feed her and then I'll feed the Kingsnake, but as she's out. So little update, my albino is doing well. She ruined the glue on the lighting. My big BCI is in full blue right now. I need to clean her cage and I really don't want to because the humidity in there is super high, which is perfect for her on shedding. The Argentine makes a mess of this paper super frequently, so I'm not sure what's going on with that paper. I know a lot of people who have big snakes use it, and I guess I need to talk to them and ask them how often they're actually changing out the paper, because it gets super moldy really, really fast. And I know I have a lot of humidity in these cages. I'm not sure if I'm using poor quality paper. I mean, I'm just basically picking up a roll from Home Depot, so I'm not sure if there's difference, if it's made out of a different material as the pricing goes up. But a couple of days, I mean, this looks like it's been in here for a month and it's super moldy and super gross. I might have to go back to bedding for some snakes and then do the paper for some other snakes that aren't that messy. And then once I can actually get into a reptile show with all this craziness and the limitations on buildings and stuff like that, people in the buildings, I'll try to get some reptiles ship that way. I guess I could buy it online, but I'm not sure about the shipping. I really haven't looked into that much, and it is definitely cheaper to buy this stuff at a reptile show, basically saving $10 per brick. So hopefully she lets me pick her up, since she's seems to be calming down a little bit. Maybe me, maybe not. And I know I'm probably not doing this the right way, so nice and gentle. You were doing just fine earlier. So we'll set her in here. And then obviously she wants to come out after she throws an attitude. But we'll give her a nice sized rat, since I was supposed to feed them basically the night I was leaving. That was a very, very good strike. The night I was leaving, so I'm about 4 days behind on feeding some of the snakes, and then I have to go see my rat supplier tomorrow, and then I can feed the rest because I'm out of small rats, and there's a huge difference between rat pups or weaned and the medium, so I can't be overfeeding any of my boas. But we'll just hang out in here and watch what she does. All right, so she is finishing up with that. Super happy that she ate, especially after her shed. So I think she should be on a good growth spurt now that we bumped her food up. And I kind of don't like the GoPros because they like to turn off randomly as things are happening. Kind of like my light. So I definitely need an extension cord in here for this because it's annoying. And the wheels on my heater are in the way. So, do apologize for my issues in the room with the lighting and stuff like that. And she pooped in her water. Got to get that cleaned out. Nice shed though. I didn't expect her to shed when I was gone. Awesome. Nice to come back and seeing that, although it would have been nice to have seen that happen, which rarely we get to see, but she is looking awesome. My very first snake ever. Doing well. Let's see if she is, oh yeah, she's hungry. Definitely hungry. She didn't really do a big of a wrap on her. All right, so she's finishing up with that, and it seemed like she enjoyed that pretty well. She ate that pretty quickly. Sometimes on the bigger snakes, they kind of hold and restrict the rats for sometimes 20 minutes. So I try to cut it down to just show you guys the important parts of them eating, and because that's the most exciting thing. But I just want to show you guys, before I cut this off, my Guyana, since she is looking awesome today. And that should be it for the video. And I do appreciate you guys watching my videos, subscribing, and supporting me. And hopefully today or tomorrow I can get you guys some more content on just looking at the snakes and stuff like that. But she's gonna try to get on out of here and be wild. But just wanted to leave off showing this awesome Guyana redtail. And I don't think we'll be able to see her colors very well with the GoPro, but hopefully you guys have an awesome day. Stay safe and stay cool, since it's going to be a scorcher out, especially in Ohio. It's probably going to be around 100 degrees, but we'll see how that plays out in the snake room. Should work out. Ambient heat is nice, but it can be a little bit difficult in the summertime as well. But on that, I'll see you guys on the next video.